without whom there is no movie, man. Whole cast, come on up. I'll call them out and get this round here. They were my two partners in crime, and honestly, the movie only works because of their performances. Where are they? Oh, here's one now. Harley Quinn Smith. Ralph Garman. Natasha Leone. Lily Rose Depp. Tyler Posey. Justin Long. Austin Butler. She's part of your life. Got everybody. All right, man. Open it up to you guys. What do you got? Anybody want an explanation?
I still want one, yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, in Tough Shit, I was just curious. You said that writing about two dudes talking is your wheelhouse. Did this stretch you a little bit to do literally the opposite?
It did, yeah. Writing for two girls was, oddly enough, very easy for me. I'm so in touch with my feminine side. I got man boobs and shit, so I can get into that headspace. But the girls were absolutely the most effective weapon in that war. I can't like pretend to think like a teen girl. I couldn't direct the girls to like, this is how you act like a teenager. Like they knew how to do that themselves. So they're kind of like, they bring it all to life. You know, some of the dialogue was made better by them coming on board and just kind of making it real. Because a lot of the dialogue in the script sounded like a 45-year-old writing for two 15-year-olds. So I did get to stretch a little bit.
Hi, my name is Dwight. I would like to know about the ladies, the music. Is that going to be available? Because I need to wake up to that every morning.
Right on. Yeah, I think, who's putting out the album? Rhino? Rhino's putting out the album.
Down the track!
Go ahead, way back.
What was it like with Vanessa for Lily Rose to act opposite her father in one of his disguises?
I mean, I saw the costume, like, you know, in Tusk and everything, so I had seen that before, but I mean, it was really fun. I think, you know, it's one thing on screen, but it's another when it's right in front of you, and that mole is really big, so. It was really fun, though. It was cool.
The mole's big and it moves. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, it constantly generates all over his face and stuff. It's for if you're watching closely. That was it. Johnny was just like, can I move the mole around? And I was like, oh my God, do anything you want for me. So he put a bunch of moles all over, and then they started multiplying. He's a fun dude to fucking have around, to be honest with you, man. When we made Tusk, like I showed up to the set, and he'd asked the night before, he's like, can I bring a makeup artist? My guy Joel Harlow, he does my makeup. And I was like, oh my God, of course. So we showed up to the set, the first day to shoot with him, and I went to his trailer. They're like, he wants to see, they were like, Mr. Depp wants to see you. I was like, Johnny's dad is here? And they're like, no. So I went to the trailer, I knocked on the door, he's like, come in. And I came in, and he's wearing that nose that you see in the movie. It's the first time I ever saw it. It was a big prosthetic fucking nose. And I was blown away, because I'm like, holy shit, man, what the fuck, look at that. And he's going like this, showing off like cereal. And he's like, what do you think? What do you think? And I was like, I think it's fucking astounding. I think like you're overthinking this way too much. Like, you could have phoned this one in, man. Literally, you could have called, we would have shot the fucking phone, and that would have been enough for your cameo. You didn't have to go through the distance of putting on makeup. And he goes, no, look at it. What do you think? Doesn't it look like a dick? And I was like, yeah, it kind of does. He's like, would you mind? I was like, would I mind what? He's like, well, me and Joel were talking about painting a blue vein down the side. Like, you telling me you want to wear a dick on your face in my movie? If you ever wanted to wear a dick on your face in a movie, Tusk is the fucking movie to do it, man. And he did it. It was fucking awesome. And that kind of spirit led to this movie as well. Like, same spirit there where he's like, hey man, let's stick a bunch of moles all over everything. Fun guy, man, really fun guy. It was an entirely fun cast. Next.
Question over here.
Cool.
You made a great bratwurst. Could you tell us a little more where that came from?
The bratwurst?
Yeah.
The bratwurst was, it started originally as Andrew and JC, two friends of mine, had an idea to do a film about kids that encounter miniaturized Hitler clones. And I was like, oh my God, it's amazing, because you kill Hitler over and over. We all loved it when Quentin killed him once in Inglourious Bastard. If you kill a bunch of Hitlers, that'd be amazing. So Jason Mewes was gonna play miniature Hitler. Like I went to Jay, my friend Jay, and I was like, dude, I got a role for you. If you play this, people will stop going, there goes Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. They'll say something else. And he goes, who am I playing? And I was like, Hitler. And he goes, who? And I was like, what the fuck, dude? And he goes, oh, Call of Duty, right, Hitler. And the idea was like he would be playing miniature Hitler, and he didn't know much about him and stuff, and it led to the weirdest conversation I ever had with Jason Mewes. One day he was like, out of nowhere, he goes, so I've been watching a lot of Hitler on YouTube and stuff. Something you never want to hear a friend say. And he was just like, I said, really? And he goes, yeah, I can't speak the language, but I think I got it. He's yelly, I could do that. You want to hear it? I think I got a Hitler down. And I was like, do it. And he was like, Unschleiben, Snoodens. And I was like, oh, well, that'll do, pig, you know? As we got close to production, I realized that like just putting him in a Hitler outfit, giving him a Hitler mustache, and shrinking him and putting him in the movie, I don't know, it just didn't seem like it was part of what we were trying to do. The whole thing is a True North trilogy, has rubber Canadian monsters in it. We had the goalie Golem, but I felt like maybe the villain should be something to it. So I called up Bob Kurtzman, who's our makeup guy, and I was like, Bob, instead of like it just being miniature Hitlers, we should do something to him. Something that's Germanic or whatever. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, when I think of Germany, I think of a black forest. Maybe he could look like fucking tree bark or something. And Kurtzman, Bob Kurtzman, was the guy who said it. He goes, well, I think of Germany, I think of fucking bratwurst. And I said, you're a fucking genius, dude. I said, can you draw Jason Mewes as a Nazi bratwurst right now? And he said, give me a minute. And then he texted me a picture of pretty much what the Bratzi looks like. And I was like, this is it, this is the move. And so Jason was gonna do it, but Jason has a hard time with prosthetics. Like at one point, like we had done prosthetics for one of the movies, and he freaks out when he put it on. This is 10 years after that, so I was like, you think you're gonna be able to handle this? I'm not gonna do it just as you dress as Hitler, you gotta put on a bunch of makeup prosthetics. He's like, I think I could do it. And we went to shoot it one day, put all the stuff on him, and he couldn't fucking handle it. He gets very claustrophobic and stuff. So he's like, I can't do it, I can't do it. He's really like freaked out about it. I said, don't worry about it, dude. It's fucking like, look how like out of sorts you are. I've never seen him so upset. I was like, it's a fucking movie, it's yoga hosers. Don't fucking worry about it and shit. We'll find somebody else to play the Bratzi. And so the first person I reached out to was Haley Joel Osment, because Haley's in the movie, and he's the father of the Bratzis, kind of with Ralph's character. So I was like, maybe Haley will do it. And I called Haley and I was like, hey man, Jason can't play the Bratzi. Do you want to play the Bratzi? And he goes, fuck yeah. And I said, why? And he goes, because then people will finally stop saying, there goes little boy from the Sixth Sense. And so I was like, perfect man, like come in tonight, we'll put you in the scanner and we'll get the makeup ready. He's like, right on. And I got a call half an hour later from his agent going, he's not doing that. He's already played a Nazi for you, that's enough. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, I guess I'll do it. Because I would have to scream through the makeup for an actor or actress to hear me, like, do this, do this. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. And then I actually got to be in the movie. That was never the plan, but then at the end of the day, I got to act with the girls kind of, even though we were never together, but they put me into the scene. So you don't have to be fucking Freud to figure this movie out, man. A dad writes a movie about a bunch of phallic things running at his daughter and she's killing them all. It's a message movie for sure, man. Next.
What was your initial reaction to reading the script? Not usual.
Okay. Well, I thought it was awesome. I love the Colleen characters, and I think I agree with Kevin that I would also love to see like a really cool action film with teenage girls. Like I would have loved to see that. I mean, I love seeing it now, so yeah, I really got attracted to that aspect of it. And then I also like weird sci-fi shit, so I was like, yeah, this is cool. It's weird, but I love weird stuff, so I'll definitely be a part of it.
I was along for the ride, and then the Bratzis came in, and I had to reread that page about 14 times. I said, am I reading this correctly? And then I went over to Kevin's house and I watched Tusk, and just kind of got to see the personality of his taste right now. And I was all in, just so excited.
That's an important distinction, his taste right now. Yeah, I'm in this weird phase of like, I like making these weird fucked up movies. I've obviously, if you've seen Tusk and now you've watched Yoga Hosers, clearly I don't give a shit about the audience anymore. They've become very masturbatory films where I'm like, ooh, this is what I like. And my kids in it, it's weird to say. Back to you. Speaking of masturbatory, had I not read Tusk before I read the script, I wouldn't have been prepared. It might have compelled me to stop smoking pot. Because I guess that's what it does to you if you smoke enough. But I'd already done Tusk, and so it felt more like, oh yeah, this old chestnut. That again, little Nazi bratwurst. Been there, done that.
Yeah, when I was offered the role, I was immediately, I didn't care what the hell it was about. I was so down to do a film with Kevin, and then I read it, and I was like, oh, this makes complete sense. I totally got it. I don't know. I'm weird. I like really awkward kind of offbeat kind of things, and I hadn't seen Tusk yet, so I didn't really know what I was in for. I didn't have anything to compare it to. But I was immediately, I couldn't be happier with the script after I was already super stoked to do it, and then I read the script, I was just, I couldn't believe it. I loved it. I'm a weirdo, and I love it. That's it.
I mean, obviously we already had played the characters just in that scene in Tusk and stuff, and Harley told me that Kevin said he was interested in making a movie about it and stuff, but the first time I read the actual script, I was like, I was like, wow, this is really funny and out there, and so I was down. I think it's funny, so it's my kind of humor, I guess. So I was down.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way as Justin. I was not that surprised. So I was oh cool, yeah, more of the same. But yeah, it's just I don't know. That kind of stuff seems, not Nazis, but that type of weird art seems to be in my life a lot. So it wasn't that much of a surprise, but I was this is so cool and different. Thank God, I like it.
The first film I worked on with Kevin was Red State, and then Tusk. And so when I read this script, I was like, finally, a family film Kevin is going to do. After those two, which were severely fucked up, this seemed almost fun and giddy and Disney-esque. So I said, yeah, sign me up. And Kevin said, you want to play a defrosted Nazi? And I said, absolutely. Count me in.
Yeah, I would agree with this. It's a blast when you read it, and the Nazis, and I would say I was very touched by what you said about Redford and this the idea of a home for weird movies. I think when in reading something like this, that's really the exciting part, is just that you haven't read it before, more than anything, and how rare that is.
That is cool. I was thinking that I was watching the movie, because it's I've been doing this 22 years, so I'm able to be objective about it. And with these movies, it's even fucking better. Early in my career, I was never a really good filmmaker and stuff. I would just take my real life, change names, and shoot that and stuff. And so when I ran out of real life, because at a certain point, when I was 24, when I came up here for Sundance, I kind of stopped happening in real life. I had a chance of being a real interesting human being, but then I became an entertainer instead. And so all that material that I used to cull from my real life and put into the movies, is the early better ones, as people call them, that came from real life. So when people would criticize the movies, I bristle and fucking jump, because they weren't talking about the movies to me. They were talking about my friends, me, the things that I lived and felt. This shit never happened to me, man. Tusk and Yoga Hosers and stuff. So people could come up to me and be like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. I'm like, isn't it? And they come up to me and be like, this is the worst piece of shit you've ever made. I'm like, isn't it? It just fucking works both ways, man. So objectively, I was sitting in the back watching the thing, and it's I think a lot of it works and stuff, and some of it I'm like, well, I wish I'd tighten that. But at the end of the day, I'm like, it doesn't look like anything else. It doesn't feel like anything else. It's not like this is the 5th movie at Sundance with Bratwurst in it, It's just, and at this stage in my career, that's kind of what I'm most interested in, trying to fucking do something that somebody hasn't seen before and stuff like that. So, I don't know, when Redford said that shit about building a community, he was building a community of fucking freaks, and I was one of them. And this is the only place something like this could kind of happen. So yeah, I was touched by it as well.
Hello. I think also, yeah, it was just it's, when I said different, I mean it's just so refreshing to see something new where girls are represented in a powerful way, and just, I don't know, there seems to be a lot of the same in movie theaters and stuff, but coming to Sundance here and having being able to show this, it's obviously pretty weird, but like a different weird film with you guys, and like hopefully you guys liked it.
One more, I'm gonna send you off and say good night. There you go.
Did you get the script cleared by the Canadian government?
Did I get the script cleared by the Canadian government? No, but I'm hoping that this gets me dual citizenship. Obviously, I'm a big Canada-phile. Some people are like, what the fuck, are you from there? I'm like, no, but like I'm from New Jersey, which is kind of the Canada of the United States in many ways. And I've always loved the country ever since like my parents took me there when I was a kid. They were like, when I was 5, it's fucked up. My parents were like, we're going to another country. And I was like, on a plane? They said, no, in a car. And I was like, really? And we drove up to Niagara Falls. And everything was the same, but just mildly different. It was like being on a movie set. Like they had stores, but I didn't recognize the names. They all sounded made up. Roots, what's that? And shit like that. They had cops, but they were dressed in red and rode horses instead of blue and in cars. We all spoke English, but theirs was just a little bit different, and some of them spoke French. They had these giant waterfalls. You know, that's what Niagara Falls is all about. And it captured my imagination as a kid because there's a wall full of stories about Canadian daredevils who put themselves in barrels and go over the falls and fucking die. So as a 5-year-old, I'm like, Canada's the greatest place in the world, man. What a land of adventure and mystery and stuff. So I fell deeper love later on with SCTV, Bob and Doug McKenzie. This movie does not exist without Strange Brew. This is me trying to do Strange Brew with girls later on and stuff. And then after SCTV, of course, Degrassi, which holds my heart. So right now, this, I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, be glad, this is my midlife crisis. You know what I'm saying? Like making weird movies about Canada that doesn't exist. But I do it because I love the country so much. I'm such a fucking fan of the idea of the cultural mosaic that Canada is and stuff. So this was kind of a way to honor it. Some Canadians are like, I don't see the honor in this. With a U. But it's all in love. Absolute fucking love, man. I can't thank you all enough for coming out and watching this at fucking midnight. Huge thanks to my cast. Without them, I got nothing. You guys rock. I love you so much. To all the producers, Trevor, Coop, everyone at Sundance, thank you so much for being here, man. You know,